Hello everyone, welcome to back to our channel.
Hope you have a wonderful day. If you're new to our content, we usually talk about a lot of things when it comes to money, our journey in terms of reaching fire, and bits and pieces that we learn as we go ahead throughout our lives. Anyway, that's just our intro. If you like this type of content, don't forget to subscribe, comment. On this video, we're going to talk about
Budget, how to do a budget. And we'll give you a brief example, how do we do our budget.
So I remember first time I'm actually doing this, it was rather daunting because I didn't know where money coming in, coming out every week. But it feels like every week, why do I have less money than what I earn? And I figured I'm not the only one out there that feeling the same thing.
Wait, you should have less money than you earn because you got expenses to pay.
Sorry, more like every week is less and less. More like I don't.
Okay,
like,
you're eating up your saving.
Not just that, I spend more than what I earn.
Yeah, so yeah,
Fair.
you spending your saving money. Yeah, I think lately I feel kind of like that.
I guess
I think we've been spending a lot since I worked full time, and then we went Gold Coast for holiday. That's a big chunk of money gone. If we didn't go Gold Coast, we would have saved up all the money to buy the car.
Yep. So
Today we're talking about how do we do our budget to save up for our car.
yeah, I guess in a sense.
Yeah.
And on top of that, I understand, I guess most people probably feeling the same way. When you're first starting a new job, you want to go out there and just spend.
Yeah.
I think we're in that bubble at the moment.
Yeah, because you feel like, oh, you're working now, we can splurge a bit, I'll just spend. And I'm like, oh, I'm working now, I can splurge a bit. Then,
Yeah.
oh, where's the money? Where's the money?
So especially when you came out from, I guess, like a lot of, a single income, let's say, where we have to be really budget and everything. There's a lot of stress involved in that. So we there bound to be a time where we're like, you know what, we don't need any more. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it is the hype that now we earn slightly a bit more. We have
Yep.
this stable income. We don't have to work as hard for eBay or outside hustle. That money's coming in, and I don't know. I find it quite easy.
Psychologically, I think it's easier to spend because you know for sure every week you're gonna.
You
earn
got
this
money
amount of
coming
money,
in,
true?
but when we were doing eBay, focusing fully on eBay, we're like, okay, we only make this week,
Yeah.
this much this week, so we can't spend much for the
Correct.
next week. It's different mentality. But
Yeah,
I think we
psychology.
have to go back there. We have to. Why are we doing this?
So I understand where everyone's going through. I guess when you feel like you just keep on spend, but at a certain point you gotta keep mindful how you spend your money in a sense.
Yes, and
So-
when do you stop? You really need to have a budget in mind. Otherwise, you're just spending all the hard-earned money you make.
Yeah. So in this video, definitely the topic that we're trying to cover is how to budget.
Yep.
Or how we do our budgeting.
Yeah. What we're not going into detail is just very, very brief or general number.
Yeah.
So first we have to record our income. So let's assume in a general number, you're full-time 1,000, I got full-time 1,000, we got our investment and side hustle, let's assume 1,000. So $3,000 a week.
Yep.
That's income. So you have to do the same. You check, okay, where's my money in or the income? So
Yeah.
I think it's better off to do, if you're self-employed, or maybe do it 3 months average, or even 6 months in average, because your self-employed or contract is not.
Small business.
Yeah,
it
because
fluctuate.
yes,
Yeah.
is not every week the same.
Especially if you, let's say, weather dependent. For example, if you a car wash, for instance, a business where it's seasonal. Maybe you own a restaurant where you're selling a lot of hot food instead of cold food, or the other way around. If you sell dessert, you just rely on a hot weather instead of cold weather. So as a business, a little bit more harder. But if you're actually working in a full time where you get a wage of a certain amount, that's probably the best.
Very easy. To
It should be easy because you
Yeah.
only have a single income. But if you have multiple incomes,
Yeah. Just put it in average, at least in 3 months.
pretty much the main part of it would be like how much you earn as a whole
Yeah.
from every single aspect. Where is it coming from? Is it from your wage, your business, your side hustle, your weekend job? And then how often is it? Like, is it you're gonna look at it in a weekly basis? Some company pay daily when you do the job and you get paid.
Some of them monthly.
Some are monthly, yeah. and some of them is weekly. So how frequently is it that you're actually getting paid? We work on a weekly basis.
Basis.
Yeah, weekly basis, because in Australia, most, I guess, company pay weekly.
Yeah, most of them pay weekly or fortnightly.
Yeah.
And next, add up all your expenses.
This can be tricky.
It is very tricky because it may take you, you need a whole year history for that to be accurate. So we just do, I don't know, if you want to into detail, you do a whole year, but for us, sometimes we just do monthly. But then sometimes we have investment property, it's coming out, like this month is insurance, and the next month maybe strata, and then the other month is council. So for us, it's quite a lot of expenses. But just let's assume for our expenses is $2,000 a week. Everything. Let's assume. Yes.
Because we put it in there, I guess, like sort of like a kiddie bank in a sense. So we always have a buffer. It's like, okay, then we need to have X amount of dollars in this account because some days our expenses go through the roof, some months, and some months like we don't need it.
Yeah, that's right.
So we keep on, I guess, tweaking as we go. Other expenses, I guess, if you're starting on your journey, would be possibly to list them out. I guess, for example, would be your rent.
That's
like
a must.
Fixed expenses.
Yes.
Like list your fixed expenses, debt expenses, as well as unexpected expenses. That's the simple format of it. So, for example, the fixed expenses will be your utilities, your food, your transportation.
You have any car repayment, or mortgage repayments, credit card repayments.
So that's your sort of your fixed expenses. Like any expenses that you can think of, write it down.
You foresee it every week, it goes out, or every month, you know it, or once a year, for example, rental or car insurance, or like that. So you put it down, and sometimes unforeseen birthday party, someone's party, events, and dinner. Like you just suddenly feel like going out for dinner. Those.
So any expenses coming out, and later on you can categorize them if you wish. But for us in the beginning, we just throw every single thing, and then you realize, you go, okay, then this amount every week is fixed, and then this amount, this one is for children or whatever it is.
Yeah, and if you can adjust, you think, this amount look a bit too high for my income, maybe I can cut down a bit.
That's it. And then the next one will be set your spending limit. This will be the hardest one, I guess.
If you have been overspending, that will be really hard. If you don't do it, then you'll never do it, right?
That's it. So for us in the beginning, when we first started doing this, like, whoa, a lot of tweaking involved.
We have to cut down a lot, buying maybe bulk for grocery. Back in the days, only one income, no side hustle, 2 kids, they just born, so we're buying bulk and basic stuff. We didn't buy anything
fancy. No. So we always go like, okay, then being frugal, buy what you need, just in order for you to survive.
Correct.
And then we have to cut a lot. Our lifestyle change when we have the children.
For example, now we trying to go out for a date night, right? We're going out for dinner. Maybe I want something fancy, but when I was checking in restaurants, some of them are just quite expensive. I was checking one restaurant. I've been there before kids, and I want to go back there because it's decent food. I checked the tasting menu, $160, $165 per person. If you want a matching wine, it's $100 on top per person. Or if you want a premium matching wine, that's $160 per person. Am I going there? My limit is over. My budget limit is over. So skip this restaurant. So I'm looking for another one. So set menu again, $125. We do like the set menu because I don't have to order. You show me what you got, right? $125 and additional of drink. You choose whatever you want to drink. Maybe eventually we just have tap water. So like it's $250 for 2 person instead of $500.
It might be different, I guess, depending where you at financially. For us, that's sort of this is only our first time doing this. Last week actually, it's the first time we actually doing it. And it might be so you don't have to go anything fancy. I mean, if you want to just go for easy takeaway or just a date night. For us, that was the first time.
7 years.
It's 7 years. So, and previously before that, it was like maybe our budget, maybe it's like $50 for the whole entire 4 people.
Correct.
So depending where you are, I guess financially.
Yeah, like yesterday, we were too lazy for lunch. We had this in Australia in November. McDonald's always have these deals. Every day is different. So yesterday you cooked something, too spicy for the kid. We can't have it, so we'll have it. And then we had these McDonald's meal.
For
like
about
a double
Yep.
cheeseburger and a chicken burger, something like that, and a
Yep.
drink and chips. So we ordered 2 of them, $16 for 4.
There you go.
So we're not always expensive, okay? We're always frugal.
Yeah. So,
But set your limit how much you can spend and afford. Do not overspending.
and be mindful though, try obviously if you can spend it with your own money, not using a credit card, not borrowed money in a
Correct.
sense. So the next one would
Set
be
your savings goal. For example, for
you go
us
first.
now,
Yep.
we are saving for the car we have purchased but couldn't get it till how long?
February.
Let's assume we
Same.
can get it in February.
Yeah.
So we'll still have 3 months to go.
Yep.
So that is our saving goal. Let's say we actually kind of enough the money, but we just want to set up a higher buffer. We're trying to save another $10,000 in 3 months. Yeah. And then in that 3 months, which means 12 weeks,
Yep.
just being safe, which means we have to save 1,000 a week.
Yep.
Which means it should be okay. Our income 3,000, our expenses 2,000. We should have a surplus for 1,000 each
for the
week.
saving.
Correct.
So that be mindful though with that alone. Like when you're saving up your goal, don't go really high. Don't put down unrealistic goals. Like you're saving, if you can only in the beginning when you just started of this, if you can just save $5 or $10 per week from your paycheck, that's better than nothing. And then gradually increase it, and then as you go along, as you learn, increase it. Because I remember when I first started, I guess saving, it's like, it's only $100, $100.
Yeah. It takes long time to save it, and I think if you start with smaller steps, then it will push you to long-term great achievement. Because when we started, it's like $20 or I don't
something
know,
like that.
Well, we even went backward at the beginning.
Yeah,
it took us a long time to be here.
Once you build that habit, it's in building your brain and it's in building you. You kind of get used to it, and that's what we're sort of aiming towards. For us, we never bought a car, brand new car.
Never.
Like this is the first time that we actually ever bought a brand new car. And when we decided to do that, it's a big commitment that we have to spend. A big lump sum. I mean, for that big lump sum, we could have used something else, investment, for example. But I guess the step-wise, in order for us to be comfortable, we have to write it down. How much do we set as a goal for a saving, or how much do we go for investment, or what is my saving plan for this quarter or for this year? We did thought about buying this car for a long time, but we have been saving for a long time. It's not we're not buying it in credit, we're actually buying it in cash. So next one.
And adjust your budget accordingly, because your circumstances change. Let's assume once we finish saving for the car, we got all this money, and then we'll have and set another goal, or maybe our budget will change because our fuel consumption will be a lot less. Right?
Hopefully. So
we're gonna pay for electricity.
I mean, throughout life anyway, your life's bound to go the ebb and flow of life. There's always going to be a high when you're really high, and then after that, maybe when you fall over a little bit, and then you go up again. So budget it accordingly, adjust it accordingly in anything. And when for example, when we first get married, or as a couple, our budget is different than what we are at the moment, where we have 2 kids.
Totally, we're budget big for holidays at that time.
Exactly.
Now camping locally.
So like for that instance, you should adjust it accordingly as you go, depending where you are in life.
Correct.
Our budget maybe for a single child versus 2 children is a bit different.
And then from some people having 4 kids, that is different budget.
And then what else? From a daycare, from a newborn to a daycare to a schooling alone, they're all different as
yes.
they go along. So you must make an adjustment as you go along. The next one would be try and make the budget as simple as possible. Because if you're making it hard, you probably it's too hard basket, and then you're like, oh, forget it.
Just give up.
You just give up. For us, I try to keep it simple. Myself, anyway, we try to do it on the nearest $100.
Yeah.
So, whereas there are bound to be discrepancies here and there.
But it's okay. You don't have to be perfect in your budget. Like, as long as you know you have more money coming in compared to what you have spent on, that is okay.
That's it.
And slowly nail your skill. It takes time and experience to do so.
So, for example, after this video, we're probably going to do our monthly ends.
Yeah.
Looking at what we spent last month and what we're going to be budgeting for next month. And we do this quite regularly as a couple. We do it at least once a month.
Well, I think the good thing is we do it together.
Yeah.
You know, some couples, they do it by themselves, and the other partner, they had no idea. Okay, I trust you. I know what you're doing, but I don't know. Both parties still need to know.
Yeah. So for us, I like it when we actually sit down and figure out where everything is together, where we at financially, and then go what are we going to do for the next month. And that's for us as a couple anyway. We're doing it on a monthly basis. Some people do it a weekly, fortnightly. It's whatever you're comfortable in. If you are actually doing it by yourself, it might be a little bit hard, but do shout out, maybe talk to a friend or that has a better budgeting plan than you are, or talk to somebody that is actually have the ability to to where you want to be in a sense. So because if you have somebody that you can have a chat with, you'll be amazed how easy it can get. There's bound to be an obstacle that you're going through, and sometimes the other person can help you out. So anyway, that's just our 2 cents, guys. Please be mindful, this is based on our own personal experience. And if you like this type of content, don't forget to subscribe. See you.
Comment.
Oh, yeah.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.